You have to be on your best behavior.
I will try.
All right.
I will try.
We're going to give a little.
Try. This entire episode is an ASMR. I'm ready.
Okay, my turn.
No, this is my turn today.
No, my turn.
This is a reverse episode,
Hold on,
bloody.
but I'm just saying hello.
I'm
Hi,
gonna say
everyone.
you're just a guest
Welcome
today.
back.
No,
I'm Sheena. We're back with another episode.
don't ruin the vibe, man.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Are you going to let me talk at all today?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're gonna talk most of the time today.
Okay.
Today is a very special episode.
Really?
You don't know why?
Tell me.
Today is the Mother's Day episode.
Oh,
You get it?
I get it. That's why you told me not to do any preparation.
Yes,
Got it.
that's what I did. You'll see what else I did very soon.
What did you do?
But welcome back to another episode of Trid Interrupt. You don't know how this works. I try to say interrupted.
Okay.
You interrupt me and you make up a name for who you are.
Got it.
Okay?
Yeah.
Welcome back, folks. I'm your host, Trid. Welcome back to another episode of Trid Interrupted. Oh my God, who are you?
And my name is Sheena, Queen of the Jungle. I am here for a Mother's Day episode.
I didn't say it's a Mother's Day episode.
Oh.
Okay, but fine. Now that you said it, so be it. Okay. So, how many children do you have in the forest, Sheena of the Jungle?
2 children.
In the
Can
forest?
I have a new name? Wait.
Yeah, I don't know why you
Okay,
picked that. That was a weird
give
one.
me a second.
You're not dressed like a Sheena of the Jungle.
See, you have all week to decide what your name is going to be.
And you
for
think
the
that's
week.
what I do all week?
Yeah, I do.
Or you think I do
actually
it
have
on the
seen your
spot?
notes. I know that you have a list of names that you want to go through every week. And I know you.
Lies.
It's not lies. I'll show the people. I'm going to expose you.
Did that list have Mrs. Doubtfire on it?
Maybe not. But
Did it have
let's try
Trinity
again.
McGore?
I want a new name.
Okay.
All right. Hold
Take
on.
2
Let me
for
think
you,
about
okay?
it.
Welcome back to another episode of Trid Interrupted. You failed.
You were supposed to say your name.
No, I
first.
throw it around sometimes. You have to be on your toes.
No, you have to say your name first. You're
No.
terrible at this
You
job.
don't have to say your name first.
I always say my name first.
You do, but I don't.
When you're the
Welcome
of the
back
show.
to another episode of Trid Interrupted.
Hey, I am Shalulina.
How do you spell that?
With a lot of lilies.
Okay, good. Welcome to the show, Shalulililulunana. Do you have a Lulu for every child? Is that how you extend your name?
No.
This is a Mother's Day
That
episode,
would
and
be a lot of
I thought we were interviewing women who have 30 or more children.
No, thank you.
That's not you.
That's not me.
So,
I love my children, but I'm really, really good at just 2 children.
you don't want a third.
I absolutely do not want a 3rd child.
Okay. So this is a Mother's Day episode.
Okay.
We've invited you as a guest
Oh,
on
nice.
your own podcast.
Love it.
Because nobody else wanted to talk to you for Mother's Day. So we decided to give you the slot here. In fact, I think
Who did you ask?
nobody, you gave me the notes for this week and it said Mother's Day episode.
Don't
We were
tell.
both revealing all the secrets today, it seems.
I was pretending like I just showed up.
I know. You look nice.
Thanks.
Is that a big balloon you're wearing as a necklace?
It's a heart.
Oh, it's a heart.
For
How
Mother's
much does
Day.
that weigh?
Not very much, but it's really beautiful.
It is nice.
Thank you.
You can see this heart on YouTube.
Yes, you can.
Oh, is that how you get people to watch your YouTube channel?
By changing my jewelry every week?
No, you tell them like, oh, it's available for viewing on YouTube.
Sure.
On the Mother's Day episode,
Yes.
what we thought we would do is we'll ask you some questions.
Oh,
Simple.
okay.
Keep it simple.
Okay.
Try to get to know you a little bit better today.
Okay. Who
Can you handle that?
formulated these questions?
They are being formulated as we speak
Oh.
in the back of my brain right now.
Okay.
And while you're answering a question, if
You'll
I'm
be
just
thinking about
nodding
the next
and I'm not
question.
listening at all, it's because I'm trying to prep for the next question.
it.
How do you measure your success as a parent?
That's a question that's there.
Shut. That's not there. I'm trying to help you look good in the interview. You refuse to take my help.
Okay.
You refuse. You jumped off of your cruise ship. You're swimming. It's getting shaky. I'm throwing these life things at you. You're like, no, not this color. I don't want the orange buoy. Send me the pink one. I fix the whole thing. I send you the pink one. You say, oh, no, not this one. Bring the boat.
Okay.
Do you want me to just answer them for you?
No.
Just pretend as if I made up the
Okay.
question. You know how bad this is if I read you your own question for your own Mother's Day episode?
Yes.
Do you understand now what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to save you from the humiliation of interviewing yourself.
You're saving me?
Yes.
What about you?
You literally want me to read your own questions so
I
you can
just want
answer
the
them on
people
your
to know.
podcast.
I want the people to know that I do a lot here too.
This
because
is not the day to do that when the episode... You could literally sit in this chair, ask the question, and go sit there and answer it yourself.
Okay,
That's what it will be. You don't want to do that. No. I'm trying to help you avoid that. I tried every way to avoid this outcome, but you refused. You wanted everyone to know that I'm asking you your own questions for your own podcast, for your own Mother's Day show. Okay, perfect. If anyone's still listening after all that, shame on you.
Questions.
No, I'm asking you these questions.
No, I don't want them.
Why do you choose to be with my father? I don't even know what does this question even mean?
Look,
when do you hang out with my dad?
Guidelines.
Huh? When did you hang out with my dad? I don't understand. What kind of a weird question is that?
These were questions that kids asked their mothers.
Oh.
And I was just pulling a little
That
bit of
makes more
information for you to look over and decide how you wanted to format the show.
Okay.
But you did not do your half of the assignment. You are the
Now
one
I
that
get
did
it.
not understand
Okay.
the
This makes more
assignment.
sense now. Okay.
I did not fail this assignment.
Okay, do you like hanging out with my dad?
Yes,
First
but that
question.
has nothing to do with Mother's Day.
But I'm just asking the questions. I'm reformulating them.
That's not the question. The question is from the perspective of a child about their mother.
Do you think your children like hanging out with my father? What role do you play in your children's relationship with their grandfather?
You're failing miserably.
Okay.
You're calling
Okay.
me.
I'm going to ignore all of your stuff.
Okay,
like for
ignore it.
real now.
Okay,
because I don't know
ignore.
what you've been doing over here, but it's really weird.
I just told you.
What is your greatest attribute as a father?
Oh my God.
Let's be serious for a minute.
All right.
Were you excited when you found out you were pregnant for the first time?
Yes, I was very excited. I think
Where were you?
we were still in our old house, and I remember we were thinking about having a baby.
And boom, you were pregnant.
No.
Because that's how it works,
No,
children.
no.
That's how it works.
Actually, it's a really, really amazing story. And I know that this is a little off topic, but
I just want my first question answered. Don't go into other
Wait,
things.
I wanted
They may be the answers to subsequent
it
questions.
will not. So what was really cool, and I think this goes into like this idea of divine timing.
Oh, yep. It for sure was a part of my plan. But go ahead.
Okay,
Go
you
answer.
did not have a plan.
I did.
So
I was
when
going
I
to say
found out,
then what about the next one? And I was going to ask you about timing in between.
you
So
can.
answer the first three questions
No, you
on
can
your own.
answer. You can ask me.
You
the
know
next
the
question.
questions. I'm
I
reading
don't.
them. Go ahead. Let's jump to question 3.
Wait, what was the question again?
Did you pee on a stick or get a blood test
Wait,
when you found out you were
we were thinking about having a baby.
with child?
We were thinking about having a baby. We were actually thinking about it months before, like 6 to 8 months before. Do you remember? We had talked about trying to have a baby, and then my mom got sick.
Yes.
And
You're just listening to us talk about making children made the lady completely sick, which is normal for a parent.
No, we
the way
had-
you were too graphic in those conversations.
we
with
had
your
been
mother.
married for a few years. It was time for us to start thinking about having a baby. And I think we tried for a couple months, and then my mom got really sick. And I needed to basically go and help her in Montreal. And we were still living in Boston. But that was a time where I had to go back and forth to Montreal a lot to help my mom through her illness. My mom's fine.
Yeah.
She's totally fine. Anyway, so
She had cancer.
she did.
She doesn't anymore.
She doesn't.
It's been a long time.
It has, and she's totally fine now.
We say cancer now.
We can.
Okay. Okay.
So I did the whole back and forth, and we stopped trying to have a baby because we were hardly in the
'Cause you
same.
weren't there.
Yeah, we
And it
were
doesn't work
hardly
that
in
way.
the same country together. And so I was with my mom for those 6 or 7 months while she was sick. And then when I came back to Boston and I was kind of settled back in Boston and she was done with the majority of her treatment, we got pregnant within like a few weeks of me being back.
That is true.
And it just goes to show that timing is so very important, because if I had been pregnant 6 months or 8 months before, I wouldn't have been able to
help her.
help my mom. So
You know what's crazy about that story?
what?
We were talking about it recently,
What's that?
about this time when you were going back and forth with your mom.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember going 6-7 months with you jumping back and forth. Like, I don't remember that being a time where something felt off,
Hmm.
and I realized why.
Why?
At least this is my theory. You don't remember what you think of as normal. You remember the abnormal. Like her sickness is abnormal. We remember it.
Yeah.
But in my head, it was perfectly normal for you to not be in Boston
Yeah.
and for you to spend so much time in Montreal.
Yeah.
That today, I cannot tell you that I essentially was living on my own for 6, 7, 8 months.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good thing.
Absolutely.
Because it didn't, there was no question that you were doing exactly what you should have been doing at that point in time.
I also think that you and I are pretty good about,
Forgetting things.
yes, that too. But I think you and I are very good about realizing where we are needed or what's important in that moment, and just showing up where it's important.
Slightly off topic,
Yeah.
but the people on YouTube will understand.
Okay.
Have you put some new nose tinter? Some item you don't touch. What have you put? Why are you shining from one side of your face?
Just put a little highlighter.
Since when do you do that to your nose? You normally do that? You highlight your nose? You put it just down the line of
I
your
put a
nose?
little
Yeah,
bro-
there, I see it. Yeah. Or it's gone now.
Okay, great.
But what is it for?
It's
To
a-
show the side of your face for the podcast? You do one side
No,
highlighter?
it's a bronzer, so it like just gives you.
You put on both sides?
Yeah, I did.
I don't think you put on this
I
side.
did put it on both sides.
Okay, cool.
All
Just
right.
checking. That was good. I want to put.
Okay. So
Okay, next
anyway,
question.
going back to that, I do remember when I found out that I was pregnant.
Oh, yeah, that was the question.
I do remember when I found out I was pregnant because the timing was so perfect. Because I was really sad before that when I wasn't getting pregnant. And then I think,
So you gave me those coupons.
which coupons?
Nothing.
I didn't do-
CVS coupons.
So then when I did find out that I was in fact pregnant after all of this stuff
Yeah.
with my mom,
You figured out.
it was really
time.
happy. Yeah, the timing was right. And the timing for all of us was right. Like I remember my parents also being super excited and my mom really having something exciting to look forward to as she got better.
Yeah.
And for us, it was just like the perfect timing.
So you still haven't answered the question.
I was very excited.
But where were you? Where did you find out?
We were in Boston.
You were in Boston.
Yes.
Like, were you in your bathroom because you weren't feeling well? Was it, wait, it's been a couple of weeks? Or was it like, oh my God, I have to check because you were trying to figure out if you were pregnant?
No, I had missed my period.
And then
And then I peed on a stick.
you did
But
do that.
this wasn't in the days when we used to document everything. So we do not have documentation. And
But how did you tell?
I remember we
father.
wrote a song. Oh, I told you, you were with me. You were like,
I don't remember.
you were with me.
You just said, hey, let's go to the bathroom and pee on a stick. Because that's how we do it, folks.
You know what's
This was
really
before
cool?
the days of setting
No,
up drones
you know
for your
what's really
surprise
cool?
moments. Yeah.
We've had a little bit of all of these kinds of moments. So I remember doing this with you once. I remember doing it without you once.
Which, okay, wait. Can we? That's next
Yes,
in the
that's
story.
the next one. And then I
We
remember.
only have 2 stories, so take it easy.
No.
Don't rush forward.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so you peed on a stick.
So I peed on a stick.
And then what?
And then I was pregnant. And then
And
we
then
wrote
did
a
we
little
tell
song.
people-
Remember,
Oh, what
do
was-
you know what today is? It's a special day. I wrote this song and I played it for the entire family. We wrote it
that's
together.
how you announced it?
We wrote it together.
Why
and
do I
we-
feel like you stole the song from your brother?
I did not. He stole it from
Oh,
me.
he did? Why do I feel like someone stole this song for something?
Nobody stole it. It was just a little melody that was written, and we
Am
wrote.
I getting someone in trouble? You're giving me that look like I'm getting someone in trouble.
Don't say that we stole it or
Okay,
he
wait,
stole
who
it.
wrote it? You wrote it first.
I wrote the song.
Then why do I feel like he wrote the song?
I think maybe he was involved in writing the song.
Okay.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't remember either, but I don't consider it stolen at all.
Okay.
But the lyrics we wrote for this particular song, and then he rewrote the lyrics and used it for another reason.
Oh, got it. Okay.
But they're completely separate lyrics.
Yeah.
You did
It's
not
like Inky Pinky Ponky. Like that's a different song.
Yes.
That's not a Shah Rukh song. That's
Exactly.
a different song.
Exactly.
So he wrote Inky Pinky Ponky on top
Yeah.
of your melody.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, he Inky Ponkied himself into a wedding. Now I remember. It's all connecting. Okay, so you announced to the family with this song.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
After that,
Yes.
you had a baby boy.
Yes. We had a baby boy.
Yes, we had a baby boy. But I'm just the interviewer.
Okay.
This is your story.
Okay.
So you had the baby boy,
Yes.
and you had a great plan.
Yeah, I did.
You had music happening in your life.
Yep.
You had a great plan.
Do you remember that show that I sang at the House of Blues? I was singing with that band.
8 months
I was
pregnant.
8 months pregnant.
Do you have photos of that?
I think I do.
Can you put it in the clip?
Yes, I will
If you
put it
can
in the
find
clip
it.
if I can find it. There's a picture of me standing sideways and my belly is like all the way out. I was wearing this black blazer so that you couldn't tell that I was pregnant from standing forward. But the minute I turned to the side, you could see my big belly.
And then you had a plan.
Yep.
In about 6 to 8 months, baby will be out, be off to college, and you'll go back to work.
That's right.
That was the plan.
Sounded so sane.
That's not what happened. No.
Not at all. So I think like a lot of naive parents, first-time
Yes.
parents, we thought this will be easy. We'll pop this kid out. I'll nurse him for a couple of months and then send him along on his way. I'll send him to daycare or whatever it is and then go back to work. And that was not
As many
what
of you
happened.
know, that took a minute.
Yeah, it
But
took.
we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
In like 8 years.
Okay.
So you had a child.
Yep.
How did you decide if you're going to nurse the child or formula the child?
I wanted to try to nurse him and I almost failed miserably at that because he was tongue-tied. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, we went to our friend's house and they cut him in the living room. Oh no, wait, he proposed to do that because he's a pediatrician, but then he forced us to go to his office.
He said we were not allowed. We had to go to his office.
Oh yeah, he would have lost his license. But he said he did his own kid in his house.
No, he didn't.
I think he did.
But it was really hard to nurse him. And he was one of those kids that just ate and ate and ate for a really long time. It would take him an hour to nurse. And then he would give me an hour in between. And then I'd need to nurse him all over again. He was always hungry and it was very, very stressful.
Do you know that they have pumps
Yeah.
to help you with things?
Oh, yes, I do know.
What do
they
those
have
pumps do?
Pumps. They make.
What noise do they
Those
make?
are the cringiest noises. I hate that noise. I hate
Why?
it. Because I listened to that noise for almost a year of
Yeah.
our entire first year of his life. And it was awful.
Do you know?
But it was great because it bought me, the ability to move around.
You know they sell breast milk ice cream? Would you eat that?
Never.
You wouldn't? Would you eat of your own?
Some other lady's breast
What
milk
about
ice
your
cream?
own? Would you make your own ice cream?
No. Having said this, I went, but I think that women who donate their breast milk, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think it's wonderful.
But
Because
that's not to
are
go
women-
for ice cream. That's supposed to go for children, no?
Yes, exactly. I don't think I would opt to eat breast milk flavored ice cream. I know I would not.
It's not breast milk flavored.
Bread.
It's still like strawberry, but it's
Nope.
breastberry.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Whatever it is.
I don't
We
want
can
that.
look this up. I think it exists. Do you know they sell hands-free kits? So you can pump and have your hands available to yourself at the same time?
I'm trying to think about where this is going.
But do you know they do?
It's a bra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your hands, like you can type, you could do whatever you want
Yes.
while you're double pumping.
Yes.
Did you know that existed when you were...
I did not.
So did you have to hold your hands on yourself the whole time?
Is this a Mother's Day episode or a Father's Day?
No, Mother's Day episode.
Are you trying to highlight some big invention?
Yeah.
that you-
Go ahead. Did anyone help you to release
Okay.
your hands?
So
So
one
you could
night,
not be sitting there
one
holding
night,
yourself
I was
or-
sitting there for like the third time that day, pumping at 11 o'clock at night. I was super irritated and I just wanted to like do something else. I couldn't be on my phone. I couldn't do anything. And you said, wait, I have an idea. And you took one of my sports bras
Yeah.
and you cut my sports bra.
Yeah.
You made me a hands-free bra.
Did it work?
It did work.
And you used it
I did.
for the whole pregnancy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See?
I did. And then we found out
You're
that they
welcome.
actually make those.
Well, but we didn't need it because we made
did.
our own.
Yep.
We used reverse engineering.
You used reverse engineering.
Yeah, and we fixed it on one bra. I thought we'd have to buy like a dozen to go through prototypes, but it worked.
Yep.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure everyone was aware that you could make your own hands-free kits.
Yeah, but the
at
bra has
home.
to be really, really tight.
Yeah,
Just
but
FYI.
it kind of is, right? Right after pregnancy for most women.
Yeah. Sure.
Have you noticed a change in your body since post-pregnancy?
Are you serious?
Have you?
Isn't
This
that
is for
something
other
that I
women.
talk to you about every single day?
No, it's not for me. It's for them.
What's happening down
Your
there?
following is majority women, so I think they want to know these.
So yes, my body did change.
Yeah.
It continues to change.
I think you said they got bigger and perkier after you were done with children.
Did not.
Oh, it's the opposite.
Okay.
I forget.
They did not. They
Yeah.
got bigger and perkier while I had
Yeah.
children, while I was nursing. And then they just kind of...
Like a helium balloon. It's there for the party, but when the party's over.
I think that it's really...
Does it bother you?
It did for a little while. For a long time, I thought maybe I'll do something to fix like a little nip or tuck here
What does
and
that
there.
mean? I don't know what you're doing.
Like
It's kind of weird. What
like
you're
a
doing.
little lift here or a little tuck there. And then I realized, and I think every woman has the right to do whatever they want to do with their body, and this is a judgment-free zone. But for a long time, I remember telling you for many years, like as soon as I'm done, I want to nurse them. I want to get through this phase. And then I want to do something to kind of bring everything back up to where it was.
Yeah.
And somewhere along the way, I realized that if I made that decision, that would be something that I would have to explain to my daughter. And that there was something that I wasn't satisfied with, or there was something that kind of disappointed me with what I saw in the mirror. And I really think that as a mother, I try to stress and emphasize that you are beautiful just the way that you are. And so I didn't want to ever have to have that conversation in an inauthentic way. And it felt right in that moment to say, you know what? I don't need to do this. And if you do need to do that, that's fine too. But I didn't feel like it was absolutely necessary. And maybe in a few years, my mind will change. But for now, I just felt like that's not the kind of conversation that I was ready to have, if in the way that it would have gone if I had done a little,
Yeah. Everyone knows what that means.
a little lift.
Lift. Why do people not talk about miscarriages?
I think that a lot of women have a little like discomfort around the topic, or it's stigmatized in a way where it's almost like you did something wrong.
But you didn't.
No, you didn't. And so I am a person that believes in talking about it. I did have a miscarriage right soon after Jay, and it was something that was really hard, and it was something that I felt like I had done something wrong for a few days, until I realized that my body was just, it was not, that pregnancy was not right for my body.
Do you think a lot of people have miscarriages?
I do. 25% of women, I think, will have a miscarriage in their lifetime.
Yet you don't think of 4 of your friends and say, oh, I know they're pregnant, but they don't talk about the miscarriage. Oddly enough, when we found out, we also found out that both of our moms had miscarriages.
Multiple
And we didn't know.
miscarriages. A lot of women feel sad because they lost something, but then they feel almost confused because it's not something that they even had, and they didn't have time to really get attached. And often then they haven't really had a chance to connect with their spouse over it. Like the woman really understands her body is pregnant much sooner than the man does. It's conceptual for the man, but it's actually happening to your body. Your body feels all these changes very, very early on as compared to what the man absorbs. And so women often feel like they're alone in this process because they're the ones who are feeling that loss.
So I think you should encourage your people to talk to each other more.
I have
It's
shared
not their
on some
fault.
of my platforms that I did have a miscarriage, and I have told women that they could talk to me and send me messages, and I I stand by that. You can send me a message anytime. It was a really, really hard time in our lives, but I do also think that it was a little bit easier for us because we already had one child.
Yeah.
For a woman going through a miscarriage, the first time around, that's really, really hard. And what was really interesting about this miscarriage was I remember I was doing a workout. I'm sure you know this story, but I was doing a workout and I was doing CrossFit.
Box
I
jumps.
was just getting through losing my baby weight from the first pregnancy. I think I had just stopped nursing and I was trying to get back into shape, and I was doing CrossFit and I was doing box jumps that afternoon. And as I left the gym and I picked up my messages on my cell phone, I was standing outside on the sidewalk, and my OB had left me a message. She's very friendly with me, so I think that's why she left such a candid message. I had just been to see her and we had just talked about like getting baseline blood draws and all of that. And she leaves me this message and she's like, "Hi, Sheena. I just wanted to let you know that you're pregnant." And I was like, what? And I remember, I don't know how, but I sat down on the floor on the street and I was like, "What did that say? You're pregnant." I rewound it like 3 or 4 times. And I had never imagined the kind of rush that would hit you when you don't know that you're pregnant. You're not trying to get pregnant like that. It's almost like you're hit by a truck. And I sat down and you were working late that night. I was home with Jay and I remember you pulled an all-nighter. And I tried calling you when I got home and you were like, you texted me back and you said, "I can't talk now. Is everything okay?" And I said, "Yep, everything's fine." And you said, "I'll be home tomorrow." And I remember going home and making a little onesie for Jay and I put it on him and I put him to bed in that night. And when you came home the next morning, that's when you saw it.
What did it say?
Big Brother, and then it had the date on it. And you were exhausted because you had been up all night. You came home and I just had him.
And you're like, this is what it's going to be like for the next 2 years. Enjoy the feeling.
Yeah. And I remember being really scared. I remember being super scared, a little nervous, and kind of frustrated that it was all happening so soon. So that's it. That's the story of when I miscarried. I think that the miscarriage served a purpose in our lives. I was really, really nervous to have a baby at that point. But when I lost it, I realized how sad I was. And I realized just how much I wanted another child. And so I think the purpose of that was to just make me realize that I wanted another baby.
And that brings us to Zara.
Yep.
How did you find out about her? You remember?
I
Or
don't.
the second child, no idea. You're just like, wait, I think I'm pregnant. Let's go to the doctor. Am I bloated? No, I think I'm pregnant. It was one of those. That's why she's so, easy and chill.
I
She doesn't care
actually
about anything.
really don't remember.
How you were. You remember. I remember one big thing
Which one?
about her delivery.
Okay.
You participated in the delivery.
Participate in
You're
the
like,
delivery.
come on, I can do this on my own. I've been here before.
I actually got to pull
Wait,
Zara
did you do
out.
an epidural with her also?
I did.
Okay, did with both of them.
Both of them.
Yeah.
But I got to pull Zara out.
Yeah.
One push, her head came out. The second push, her shoulders came out.
And wait, you
I
didn't.
pulled her
the
out.
doctor said you want to do
Yes,
this,
yes,
right?
yes. Because I wanted to have that
Oh, yeah,
mirror,
yeah.
and
That's
you're like,
not nobody
"You don't
needs that
want the
mirror,
mirror."
ladies. Believe me, you don't need the mirror. Just
I
leave
really
it to your
wanted
imagination.
to see the baby come out. I thought that would be.
Do you ever put a mirror down there in the bathroom when
No.
you're like struggling and be like, I want to see? Why? You should. You should witness these things. I'm not saying every day, just once. You
struggling
should watch
with
it.
what?
Anything.
No,
Got a turtle head popping out.
I don't want to
You
see
should
that.
see a turtle head.
But a baby coming out of there?
Yeah,
Like,
same thing.
when would you ever get to see a baby
Every
coming
time
out?
you deliver. And some things you don't need to see.
You got to see it twice.
I don't remember the second. I don't think I saw the second time.
Oh, you saw the first
The
one?
first one I saw, I'm like, what is this? Who's watching this? Why do people advertise this?
It was gross.
This is gross. You don't want to see that. It's just like this. I'd rather see it like in the movies. Like a 2-week-old comes out, nice, clean, hair combed, and put
They're
on your
not
chest. They don't even
clean.
match your color. They're here. This baby's available for shoot.
Well, remember his little cry? It was so
Yeah.
like a little.
He was premature. So he couldn't even scream properly. So Zara was born. You pulled her out. You took her yourself.
Yep.
You just walked home, I think, that day. You just pulled the cord, made her walk.
The thing about having a second child is you are so much tougher after the second baby. You just can get right back into it because you don't have a choice. You have the first one to take care of too. I think moms are incredible, and I don't think that they remember that often enough, just how incredible. Like, they pushed entire human beings out of their bodies and then cared for them and fed them and changed them and stayed up through nights with them. And I'm not saying that fathers don't do it also, but there are just certain things that only moms can do.
Correct.
So.
Did you nurse Zara?
Yes.
For how long?
Just over a year, 14 months.
Did you nurse Jay?
Yes.
For how long?
1 year.
Sus answer.
364
days. You did not make it one full year.
I'll tell you why.
Okay,
I did not make it one full year.
Stop saying
the
1 year.
Night before
you
Jay's
did qualify.
I for sure qualified. The last night before Jay's first birthday, Jay looked up at me as he was going to bed. That last nursing, he looked up at me, and the little he knew what he was doing. He bit me.
Did he have teeth?
Yes. Many teeth.
And you said
he just
no food for you.
Looked up at me and bit. He went and he bit. I was like, we're done.
No more. Strawberry milk
Cut him
that day.
off. Cold turkey.
So he's done.
He's done.
But Zara never bit you.
Zara did, but not as badly.
Okay.
And not purposefully.
Not maliciously.
I felt like he
did it on purpose.
Yeah.
So from the age of 1, he's been purposefully injuring you.
Yes.
From the age of -1 day to 1.
Yes.
And Zara, not so much.
Zara, no.
She's
Zara
very sweet.
Very soft.
She's very soft.
Yes.
Okay, let's fast forward now.
Yeah.
From how you literally became a mother to being a mother.
Yeah.
What is something you wish you did differently
As a mom?
as a mom? No, as a firefighter, buddy. What kind of a question is that?
It's a very open-ended question.
Yeah, what would you do differently as a mom when your children were growing up? Let's say that way.
My children
When
are
they were
still
toddlers.
growing up. As toddlers?
Yeah.
I
Anything
wish
you do differently?
Yeah. I did it differently from Jay to Zara. I wish that I fed Jay a lot of mushy foods for many, many months. I wish that I let him experiment a little bit more.
Well, you were scared he was going to choke on
Yeah,
everything.
I was scared of everything.
The second one, we're like, here, eat these marbles. They're good for you.
Exactly. But I think it's like a natural progression.
Yeah.
I wish that I was a little bit looser with his schedule. I wish I was, and I was looser with Zara and her schedule. And I wish that I let him sleep through noisier situations, because remember we wouldn't do dishes when he was little.
So psychotic.
It was insane.
All first parents are like this though. No matter how much you tell them, they're gonna
I
be
was a
psychotic.
psychotic mom the first time around, and I think I got a little bit more lax as Zara came along, and I think my tolerance of my patience got better, and my craziness got a little bit better, and my the psychotic hygiene where you had to wash everything as it just everything loosens
got
up.
easier. What do you work hard on now with where your kids are? Remember, this is going on to a bunch of people. Some have older kids, some have younger kids, some have no kids. You're advising some on what they can look out for. You are guiding and loving some who have just lost a child.
Yeah.
And now you're talking to others just like you who have a 13-year-old and who have a 10-year-old and who are saying, damn it, I'm going through these exact same things. So what support can you get? What are you working on?
I'm working on allowing our older one to find a little bit more independence. I'm working on giving him a longer leash, and also just trying to find a way to communicate with him in a constructive manner, because I think that right now communication for us is really hard.
He's at that age where they want their independence. They push on everything. They're smarter now. Their brains are telling them they know everything.
Yeah.
And that's how they get in trouble.
Yeah.
What about the younger one?
And I also think that somebody told me this, and I really do believe it. Kids, they go through these cycles. So on the 1 year mark or on the 6 month mark of that year, they shift. So whether it's at 1 year and 6 months or 2 years or 2 years and 6 months or 3 years, your child will keep changing. And this is something that I heard way, way, way early on. And it's funny because my sister-in-law has a son that is about the same age, and his marker is on the year. And for Jay, I find it's on the 6-month mark. So right around whatever year he is and 6 months, I find that we tend to struggle with finding a new norm. And I've noticed this for many, many years, and it takes us a minute to recalibrate.
And Zara, are you enjoying the last few years before she hates you?
I've been told.
Isn't she supposed to hate you when she becomes a teenager?
I've heard, and I'm hoping that it's not true.
Were you nice to your mom when you were a teenager?
No.
You weren't?
It's really mean.
Oh, well, it's coming.
I'm sorry, Mom.
But there's good. There's like good.
Were you nice to your mom?
Yeah.
You were?
Always.
Liar.
You have to ask her.
I'm going to ask her.
Okay,
She will never say that you were mean.
So then it's buried in the past. Okay, last 2 questions for you. What message do you want to share with your mother for Mother's Day?
Oh.
How has she inspired you?
My mom, I don't think I ever understood the value that my mom brought to my life until I had kids as much as I did after they came. My mom is this like quiet, she's super bubbly, and her personality is just like, she's full of love and life. But as a mom, she's like in the shadows. You don't even realize that she's being a mom or that she's doing her mom thing until, the dishes are put away. Somebody has been cared for. Somebody has been fed, or, your laundry's been put away, or you didn't realize that you were really sad and mom has just like made you surprisingly feel better in like no time. She just does things so quietly and without any drama, without anything. And I love that about her. And I aspire to be more like that as I grow up.
And what are some things that you aspire not to be like your mom? Or my mom?
I
You throw any of them
that.
in. What can
Mom,
you
I
learn?
love
You
you.
can learn from both. You can learn from what people do well. You can learn from what people don't do so well. And they maybe would say, oh, you know what? I think I could do slightly better at this or that. Or what do you like what have you seen from my mom that you haven't seen?
What your mom does is, no matter if she's like frustrated or not, your mom just knows where she needs to be. She knows what she needs to be doing, and she just does it. And she does it without holding a grudge. She just shows up. And there's nothing that you can ask her to do that she'll say, I don't know how to do it. She's just like, okay. And if she doesn't know, she'll figure it out. I love that about her. I love that she can just figure anything out. I really appreciate that. And that's also a very frustrating thing about that personality. And I think that I have a lot of that in me where I feel like I can do it, but at what cost? Like, do you make mistakes along the way, or do you neglect this or that or something else along the way? Yes, you do. But I also really admire that she can just do anything.
What message? Mm-hmm. This is it. It's over.
This is it?
This is it.
My life as a mother now is over?
No, I'm not killing you after this. Okay. I'm just saying this is it for the podcast.
Okay.
But you're a weird person.
This is the way you said it.
Your brain goes to some
over.
really weird places.
Okay.
What message do you have for your children? I'm going to play this for them before this goes up, and I'm going to ask them to record their own response, which you won't hear
until the episode's live.
Well, you edit, so you probably heard it before, but you can't take it out. Okay. Article 2 of the Podstitution.
Collectively, I love you so much. You have filled my life with so much purpose and so much joy. To Zara, you are a ray of sunshine. You're like a built-in best friend. I love getting to know you. I love seeing your funky little personality come out. You're super funny. To Jay, why am I crying? To Jay, I find you to be one of the smartest little boys I have ever met, one of the smartest children I have ever met. You infuriate me with that intelligence, but I think it's going to serve you so well. I love how funny you are. I love how loving and kind you are. And I don't think I tell you enough just how kind and how big your heart is. And I love being your mom. And that's it. And now I'm a mess.
Your nose blush is leaking now. Your mouth is bronzed. You dropped it off. Oh, wow. Look at that. Have you done this before?
No.
You're like a pro. So, do you like chocolate?
Yeah. I was wondering why I have a big bin of chocolate over there.
You'll enjoy this.
Okay.
Have that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Why?
You know how when we watch some of these spy movies,
Mm-hmm.
the police catches the person who they think has done something wrong. They bring them in the interrogation room. They say, oh, would you like a coffee? Would you like a snack? And they give them some food.
Yeah.
They do that because they want to win favor. They want them to know that if they cooperate, they'll get nice treats.
Mm-hmm.
See this bin?
Mm-hmm.
How's that chocolate tasting?
Good.
Oh, I have a couple of questions for you.
Okay.
I had a bin of chocolates over here.
Mm-hmm.
Ready to open the next one right here.
Okay.
Recently, I recorded an episode with Mama
Mm-hmm.
because Mother's Day is around the corner.
Yeah.
And I thought it would be really special. And I hope this even works because, let's be honest, I'm not the one who does all the technical stuff when it comes to the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I've seen her enough to figure out how to make this work.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it'd be really sweet to add maybe a minute or two at the end of you and your sister just sharing what you think
Mm-hmm.
about her, about the divine lottery that landed you up being her kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, let's face it, there's chocolate involved.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think?
Um.
What do you think if I said to you, hey, instead of writing a card, or if the next 30 seconds you were going to be writing in a card, but instead you're just going to say it out loud, what would you say?
I think that if I was writing a letter to Mama for Mother's Day, I would probably start it like,
Dear
Bye.
Mama. I know that part.
yeah. And then I would probably say something along the lines of why I love being her son.
Like what?
Like, I love being her son because she cares about me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she won't forget me. Like if I'm at school and I need to be picked up because I have to stay after school for my saxophone lesson or something, like, she's not just going to leave me there. But she cares enough, like, she comes to my sporting events, not because she necessarily loves watching them, but because she loves watching me play, which is really, like, a kind gesture.
Yeah.
And also, she really enjoys, like, bonding.
Yeah.
Like, she enjoys hanging out with me and stuff.
You convince her to, even though it's late sometimes, to hang out in your room a little bit later, even though it's past bedtime.
Yeah, we, like, sit and read.
Do you think that's because you tricked her?
No.
No.
No. And sometimes we convince her to, like, watch a movie when it's, like, 10:30
Oh my goodness.
on a Saturday night.
I didn't
We
know she'd
convince
even
her
put this out there.
to
Oh, on a
watch
Saturday.
movie.
Okay.
Yeah, no, not on a Sunday. But, like, then we end up going, like, up to bed at, like,
Yeah.
12
Ooh.
or 1. And that's...
So she gives you her time.
Yeah, she gives us her time. Like, she has a ton of stuff that she needs to get done.
Yeah.
But she always, like, waits to get it done when she has time or when she's alone and not when she's with us.
Do you think she should be proud of what she's accomplished as a mom?
Definitely. She stopped doing what she loved for 10 years, and then she came back to it, and she's doing even better than she was doing before, which is like a crazy accomplishment. Happy Mother's Day. Enjoy your day a lot, and I'm really proud to be your son. I love you. Bye.
Okay. Thank you for coming. Do you think you would come back to the podcast if we wanted to have guests on the show?
If you're giving me chocolates, of course.
No chocolates. Just would you come just like that?
I'll bring my own chocolate.
You would come?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to plug any of your socials?
Mm-mm.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that because you don't have any socials?
Mm-hmm.
Is that because your mom's a good mom?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bugga bugga bugaboo. Bugaboo.
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
So you know why we're here? So I
No.
can give you treats.
Oh yeah, I do know why I'm here.
Here you
But
go.
oh,
Here's a
thank
treat for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm sitting on a MacBook Pro though.
Oh, it's just a box.
Oh, okay.
It's because I'm trying to make you the same height as your mom when she sits in that chair, because I know that camera films her well at that height. So welcome. Welcome to the podcast.
The #1 podcast you're listening to right
Yes.
now.
Oh, very good. Do you think the mic will pick you up?
Pick me
Is
up.
it close enough?
Does it have arms?
Oh my goodness. Are you trying to take my job? So we recorded a Mother's Day episode, and I wanted to include a little snippet at the end of you just wishing your mom a happy Mother's Day. So is your mom talented?
Very.
What are some talents that she has?
She is a good singer.
Yeah,
She's very good at playing the piano.
yeah.
And she is very good at podcasting.
Oh, she is?
She is.
Those are all things other people know, right?
Yeah.
What about to you? What makes her super special?
She's a really good cook too.
That's true. I don't think she's been able to teach me, though.
I mean, she's been able to teach you how to make a PB&J.
That's true.
good.
That's true. It's baby steps.
You have to start somewhere.
You have to start somewhere. So what would you write in her card if this is what you were going to say? Like if everything you said now for the next 15 seconds we were going to write into a card for her, what would it say?
Dear Mom, Happy Mother's Day. I hope you have a great day. I am very pleased to be your child. Thank you for everything you've done for me, and thank you for taking great care of me. Thank you for, oh wait, I already said that.
Yeah. You could say it twice. Moms like hearing how much you love them over and over again.
Thank you for everything that you do for me. And most of the days it's you doing everything for me, but today is a special day where I'll do everything for you.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Happy Mother's Day.
I think you're good at this thing. Can I do another episode with you after Mother's Day?
Yeah.
I'd like to have you back. I've been wondering who I would like to have as my first guest. And I think I might want to do an
Great
episode.
option right here.
Yes, right here.
Just think about it.
I'll just bring back the box and everything. It'll be wonderful. Just me, you, and a MacBook Pro box to sit on. It'll be great.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for coming.
Why am I crying?
I don't know, because I think you're leaving us now, you said. This is your last day of being their mother. It's really sad. Don't worry, kids. I'll still be here.